What's up? I'm Ayla.
Hi, I'm Beth Ann.
And this is Let's Talk BL, a boys love podcast.
Yindi Ton Rapsu, Let's Talk BL, CDY podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today we are thrilled, ecstatic.
I mean,
overwhelmed.
The thesaurus did not have enough words.
Honestly, there's not a word in the English language that can describe it. And clearly we have not learned enough Thai yet to know
signed up for lessons.
Yes, but we don't quite know enough Thai yet to know if there's a word in the Thai language to describe how we feel about today's guest. Because today we are so excited to welcome the man, the myth, the legend, the actor, and maybe the only person we've ever truly loved.
That's true.
Today we are here with Tul Pakorn.
Hello, Ayla and Vivian. I was surprised by your Thai though.
How was it?
It was great. It was like like you spent two years of like staying in Thailand though, and you like getting to pick up some Thai to communicate.
Our Thai teacher's gonna love that.
Yeah. I don't know. Ayla learned how to flirt in Thai from our Thai teacher last night.
Did he? Yes, he taught me. I don't remember any of it.
What did he tell you? What did he tell you?
I literally don't remember any of it. I have to go look at the notebook.
Yeah. Okay,
it's a hard language. And I'm still thrilled by knowing how Thai media has approached audience from the US also. I mean, across the world. So thank you for being here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for joining us. Okay, we're going to get started. So as per tradition at Let's Talk BL, we start with a game called Lost in Translation. So as English-speaking Western fans, we go to the internet to learn about our favorite actors. And a lot of that information is not in English. So we use fan-translated or Google translated information to, learn some fun facts, learn some vital stats. And we're going to go straight to the source to see if it was right or lost in translation.
Exactly.
I want to know how like Thai alphabets looks like in your opinion.
I initially very confusing, and now I can recognize certain characters and I can kind of have a feel for it.
Yeah.
But initially very confusing.
But like mainly names. Like Ayla was saying she learned from a show because they like wrote it on an eraser and like you see it over and over again.
You see it over and over again.
All right.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of like it's a lot of copy and paste.
A lot of copy and paste.
I mean, like in Southeast Asia, we kind of have the alphabet that resembles a bit. Like I can understand Laos alphabet, the Laotians.
Oh.
Yeah. And also, I think Thai alphabet developed from the Cambodians. I don't know.
Interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
I haven't learned the alphabet. We both got into like K-pop and K-dramas. So like you can quickly learn the Korean alphabet and some Korean. And getting into Thai, because I mean, I hadn't had exposure to Thai until about a year and a half ago when I got into these shows. So
the hard thing about Thai language isn't only the alphabet though, but it's about the grammar.
No pressure. But it's in the right, it's in the order that English is in.
Right, grammatically.
That's helpful.
Yeah, because in Korean it's not the same.
Kind of, but like we don't have exact rules of grammar.
Oh no.
That's the point. You have to like stay here for a couple of years to like, get used to using our grammar because we don't have rules.
You have to just like feel it.
Yeah, you have to come.
Interesting.
Well, as soon as we can, we're coming.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah, as soon as countries open back.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
For sure.
So, first thing we're going to do today actually is speak a little Thai. So, I have the great pleasure of starting with your full Thai name, which I am going to try and pronounce.
Yes.
Everyone wish me luck.
Ready.
Fingers crossed.
So ready. And please tell me if I have pronounced this right or if I need to fix my pronunciation.
Did you ask anyone to pronounce? Like usually we ask our Thai teacher how to pronounce names, or we just like listen to Google over and over.
I did not. This one, I recognized the characters and I was like, I think I got this.
Look at you.
So,
like I went to the US last year in June.
Yeah.
And the US immigration he gave up pronouncing my last name. He said Pakorn, and that's it. I'm sorry, but I cannot. I really can't. It's like that. It's too hard, you know.
We've said a lot of actors' names, so we're getting good practice.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
So we're gonna try. Here we
She's
go.
got it.
Okay. Of course, Pakorn Thanasrivanitchai.
Oh,
Close.
that's close. That's like
Close.
about 90%.
Help me.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, the word "C" you doesn't necessarily put R into it, so it's Thanasri.
C. Okay.
Yeah, you take out R.
I know
Thanasri.
that's the hardest part about like you guys love a TH but don't say a TH.
Right. In the Romanization.
No rules. Ta.
There are no rules in Thailand. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the word Pakorn, even another man sharing my same name, Pakorn, he doesn't spell the same English way, you know.
Yeah, we're watching a show right now that every time we watch a new episode, the names are translated differently.
Yeah, like I use P, but the other guy might use like BH, like Ba.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no rules.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I think we derived from Hindi.
Interesting. Okay, well, this next one hopefully is a little easier. Your birthday, October 8th, 1992. True or false?
True.
True.
I'm turning 30 this year. That's true.
You're still the youngest one here.
Yes.
I love it.
30 is great.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it.
I love it.
You mean in the 30th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it is good age, you know, like you're a fine wine that aged for 30 years.
We're going to go with that.
You're out of your 20s. Your 20s is just a lot.
20 was young, dumb, and broke. 30 is, smart, wise.
Smart. Yes, absolutely.
True.
Okay, so next up, one of the most requested facts on Lost in Translation, your height. You're coming in at 185 centimeters. If you're in the United States, that's about 6 foot tall. True or false?
No, I think that is false.
Okay.
You think?
That is too tall. Too tall. I'm only 182, maybe 5'11".
5'11".
Okay.
I haven't reached 184 or either 185. Maybe 182 or on a good day 183.
Okay.
Yeah. I know we're always surprised by the fact that you're tall because next to Max, like you're a little smaller.
I feel like most people are small next to Max is my guess.
I don't know. Like maybe we are meant to be that way, that the position our producer want us because you know, Max has to be Corn and I have to be Knock.
Yeah.
And Knock has to be in Corn's arm.
I feel like you're still pretty tall because that makes you guys about the same height.
Yeah, we're the same height.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like two bears.
Yeah, so Bethan and Tul, same height. Me, much shorter.
Much shorter.
Betty Ann. Oh,
yeah.
I'm
5'11".
She's 5'11".
Well, 5'10". So maybe just a tad. I'm like 170.
We just measured this.
I know.
And you keep trying to not be 5'11".
As a girl, I don't love to be tall. So it's a struggle. But
I mean, it's like I think your height is more normal because if you live in the States, but in Thailand,
so in the States, average height for a man is 5'9". Average height for a woman is 5'5".
Oh, all right. So you're 5 inches more tall than average, right?
That's true. Yes.
It's good though. Like seeing more from 5 inches.
I feel like we're getting like life coaching.
Coaching from Tul. I love it. Perfect.
Okay, so we're
beauty in it, right?
Yes. We're gonna go through a bio that we pulled from a random internet source.
Yes, and this was straight up translated.
Yes.
So
we have Tul is an actor, model, and singer who is active in the Thai entertainment industry since 2013. He was born in Bangkok, Thailand. True or false?
That is true.
Nice.
That is very thorough. Yes.
Okay. Next, Tul started his career in fashion shows as a model for clothing, product, and music video brands at events such as Elle Fashion Week. Then, officially, he debuted as an actor in the popular series Bad Romance as one of the lead roles, and he is now an artist under TV Thunder. True or false?
That is true. But I've been like the actor under TV Thunder company since the start.
Nice.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, they made it sound like just now.
Just now, yeah.
So now, yeah.
Okay, we're going to go through your filmography.
Which is quite extensive.
Yeah.
Because we feel like most people, especially as BL fans, only know you from 2, maybe 3 things if they went back and watched Bad Romance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of accessibility.
Right.
Like those are on YouTube.
They're on Line TV.
Also, these other ones are probably only in Thai titles.
Yeah, like Thai televisions.
Yeah.
You know, before our media get more like reachable.
Yeah.
I was only aired in Thai television, so maybe maybe it's correct. Like you guys might know me from the latest 2 or 3 series, but before that I have like 5.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so was Together With Me the first series that aired internationally for you?
I don't know whether Bad Romance got internationally too, but yeah, I've got some inner fans from Bad Romance as well. But yeah, mainly Together With Me was a thing. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Okay, but there's so much more than that, so we're gonna go through it now.
So we have your filmography, starting with Tawan Ban Tung.
Tawan Ban Tung. That's my very first thing in TV. Yes, Tawan Ban Tung.
Amazing. Okay, next we have Tang Pon Kamithep.
All right, that is very tricky to say. It's Tang Pan Kamathep.
Yeah, I'm reading like a romanized version of this. So
yeah, that's a cute version. Kamathep.
Yeah. Okay, next we have Condo Barista Architect.
Right. Yes. Mm-hmm.
What is that in Thai?
It's Condo Barista Sathapanik.
Amazing. Okay, next we have Bad Romance, and then Jiao Jum.
Jiao Jum. Mm-hmm. Bad Romance and Jiao Jum.
And then
Jiao Jum was filmed before Condo Barista though, but it takes 2 years to edit, so it came out quite late. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's always interesting when that happens, when you hear like a
that
show.
Happens. Maybe in Thai biz, there's several TV contents that has been stuck in archived and haven't been released yet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they keep it for 5 years until release it, and it's outdated.
Interesting.
Once it's on, it doesn't have that full potential because they keep it for 5 years and the world changed. That's what happens. That sucks.
And then there are some shows that are like start airing before they even finish filming.
Right.
True.
Crazy.
Maybe they start airing and then they writing the plot and script at the same time and filming it.
That's wild. Okay, so then Together With Me.
We've already talked about it.
Yes. Sapa Ka Fak.
Sapai Ka Fak.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one I also act with Nong Kao. Kao Up?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So Kao was under TV Thunder management for a while, for 5 years. Mm-hmm. Before he got out. I mean he leaves TV Thunder. He leaves TV Thunder and he gets famous out of TV Thunder.
Oh,
happy for him. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Does that have like an English translation?
Sapai Ka Fak.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like what would that be in English?
Putting you on the spot.
Yeah. You got to hear our Thai.
that would be so that would be so confusing. Let me search the word Ka Fak for you. Sapai is mean the woman that's married into the family.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Ka Fak is the relationship between the big trees and the small plants that got symbiosis into tree's body.
Okay. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
then they take nutrients from the big trees. I don't know what it's called in English.
Oh.
Interesting.
Now I want to
Yeah.
go find it and watch it because it sounds fascinating now.
For sure.
It's different. It's not. It's a Thai soap opera though. It's not. It's not.
Yeah,
TV
I
series.
really want to watch
I know.
it.
I see clips from those and I'm like, this looks
Amazing.
fascinating. Because they're actors that just pop up out of nowhere that we are familiar with in BL world that like do other things. And we like to go follow all the things.
Like, to be honest, I prefer acting in TV series. I felt acting in Thai TV like soap operas is strange. It's weird in some way. Your acting is different. How you look in the TV is different.
Right.
You know, yeah.
I
Maybe
grew
you wanna try.
I grew up on American soap operas, and one of my like dream jobs was to be on a soap opera. Like I fully met soap opera stars here. Like there's a photo of like me being held by a soap opera star, like because my mom was really into it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but I think American soap operas are the same, where they have a very specific look and acting style.
They're like every day.
It's different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did they air like during the daytime for you guys?
No, it's mainly in the evening. So yeah, the most priority what you call the slot, the most priority slot is 8 p.m.
Okay.
So they have 8 p.m. soap operas that is this was back in the time it's gonna be nationwide popular because people gonna travel back to home and watch soap operas on 8 p.m. And later on we have 11 p.m. which is more lower budget.
Oh, yeah, fascinating.
See, soap operas here are like from like 11 a.m. to like 2 p.m.
Yeah,
like the old women are watching. Yeah.
Maybe I have to, experience.
Yeah. Okay, so then next after that, you had Together with Me, the next chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bangkok Love Stories 2 Innocence, which is on Netflix here.
I was going to say, I feel like lots of international fans have probably seen you in this because it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
I was only on the last episode though.
But you were there.
Yeah. I don't know whether should I count that.
You got a credit for it.
You got a credit.
Okay, next we have Beauty War.
Beauty War. Okay.
Moment of Happiness.
That was in Malaysia. Yes.
Interesting.
That was the Mandarin movie. I have to, I have to use my Mandarin. It's the first time that it's my first cinema movies also, and I also have to speak Mandarin throughout.
No pressure.
Yeah, it's low key.
It is very pressured, but I love it. I love how they professionally work there. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. Then next we have Singha Naka.
That takes 3 years to edit.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
How much other Tul content is locked in a room somewhere being edited?
No, to be honest, there's no more. You're up to date now.
Amazing. And last but not least, Manner of Death.
Manner of Death.
My most beloved.
Oh yeah. Well, we have
a lot of thoughts about Manner of Death.
So good.
But before we get into all of that, we also, as a part of Lost in Translation, have some fun facts. These were all pulled from articles that we found in Thai, so they were truly translated. Yeah. So first thing...
And you have to piece together what they're trying to say, because Google doesn't always get it right.
Yes. And so this first fun fact, we genuinely thought was a translation fluke, to the point that we asked our Thai friend if, is this real or is it a weird thing?
Because you would think it would be something you'd heard.
Because we very strongly associate your name with the month October. But Tul also means Libra in Thai. True or false?
True. Yes. True.
Maybe.
You mean in the zodiac signs?
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to go back to the origin of my name, because my older sister name is May, because she was born on May the 1st of May. but I was born on the 8th of October, right? And there is no good cute name that represent my month because in Thai October called Tula.
Oh,
Tulakom.
interesting.
Yeah, and also in English, naming Octo would be strange. Like Octo. My mom came up with the name Octo too. Like Octo can be octopus and can be different Octo. And my brother's name is August, so she chose the name Tun. Yeah, which means Libra instead.
Yeah, because when you translate any article, it says Libra.
Libra Pakorn.
Yeah. And so we were like, what is happening?
All
And so we
right.
thought it was a translate fluke. We thought it was just a
Yeah.
weird thing that
Because
happened.
usually it doesn't translate the nicknames because nicknames are usually English words. And so,
Right.
So it was very confusing. And then another thing, when we started digging into this, what's interesting is that the Thai zodiac chart is different from the US zodiac chart. So, yes, I know.
Really?
This was fascinating to me too. It blew my mind.
a little lesson.
It's off by 23 days because
Oh yes.
Thai,
Yes, exactly. Yes.
yeah. So in Thailand, the Thai zodiac chart takes the Earth's position and the US zodiac chart takes the sun's position. So it's 23-day difference.
Right.
And what's
So which one
interesting, in
which one
America,
should-
you're a Libra, but in Thailand,
Virgo.
you're a Virgo.
Yeah. And which one should I, which one should I put myself into? Like,
What's his personality?
So I'm in the United States, I'm a Virgo, and I feel like you have Virgo tendencies because you tend to have Virgos tend to have really strong work ethic and they're kind of perfectionists. And that's you a little bit, I think.
I don't know. Maybe, when I read horoscopes, I always trust the better one. I can fall into both, Virgo or Libra. So I read the, the horoscopes and to find out which one is better. Okay, if Virgo work best for this period, I'll be Virgo.
Yeah, fair.
Pick and choose.
Pick and choose. I love it. I think that's so fair.
Yeah.
Okay, this next one, I also can't wait to hear the story behind.
Truly.
So you are afraid of ghosts, true or false?
Which, let's explain, the context of the translation. There was something about your childhood and a Ouija board.
It involved a Ouija board.
People standing outside of the shower.
We have so many questions.
Oh my God.
Did
really deep into,
Did those pieces make sense?
It is. I mean, I'm not afraid of ghosts anymore. But back in the days, this tricked my life. I always have my nanny outside of my bathroom when I use the bath just to make sure that there will be no ghosts visiting me in shower. And I always ask for her arms. I'll say, "Powell," that to check whether she's there, and then she have to "Hey, I'm here."
Oh,
amazing.
Adorable.
I mean, it's like.
Until what age was this?
Right. How old?
Middle school, I would say.
Oh,
okay.
Interesting.
Maybe it's 12 or 13 years old. But Thai people, they have their strong belief about afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
That
So was there a Ouija board involved? Because this was in the article, and we were like, "What happened to Tul and a Ouija
board?"
It's like a game, like a spirit game.
Yeah, there's a game.
It is not.
There's no childhood trauma involved, is what we're getting at. You're okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Thai in Thai media, one of the most sold chunk of cinema movies or TV series was The Ghost, about supernatural thing. And we growing up, scaring, afraid of ghosts.
Yeah.
I think majority of people still believing that there is the ghost in the house, the arid leaves. Mm-hmm.
I will say, I watched a Thai horror movie, and it had a ghost in it, and it was like a floating head ghost. And I will say it was terrifying. So I understand. I was very scared.
Things. No, thank you.
So I understand.
I wasn't afraid of that floating head, but I feel a spirit sometimes. So yeah, I was scared of, like afraid of ghosts back in the days. Mhm.
Okay. So, next fun fact. You went to elementary school, not just in Australia, but in Tasmania, which is a very interesting place to go to school. True or false?
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
Okay.
my mom would ship me and my sister over to Australia. First, we went to Perth though, in the Western Australia.
Mm.
Yeah, but she found out that our English didn't develop much because there's a lot of Thai people there.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, and we chat in Thai. So next year she revenged us by sending us onto the island called Tasmania,
Yeah.
where we can only find like less than 10 Thai people there.
You're like, I will find the Thai people.
She sent you somewhere where you had to speak English.
Yeah, exactly. Where I have to only speak English to survive. Then yeah, we both went to boarding school. I went to all boys and she went to all girls. And we came back with such an improvement, I would say. Yeah.
But you don't have that Australian accent.
Right.
I think I have Thai accent. I don't know.
You have like a neutral accent.
It's
almost?
neutral, I think. Yeah.
Really?
I
Thank
think
you.
so.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah. I do have a question.
I have to brush up a lot though, because this month. I mean, after New Year, I haven't have a chance to speak English to anyone yet. So you two are the first
So
English
privileged.
speakers that I communicate with this year.
Honored.
I have to brush up a lot. Mhm.
Oh, nice.
We are honored, truly.
Did you use your flashcards?
Not anymore. I just finished my examination. So
Nice.
bye.
Yeah, we did some research and watched some other interviews.
We did.
All right.
We saw your flashcards. So I'm
Yeah.
so curious, when you went to elementary school, did you go by Tul? Because we have a couple of Thai friends who, to us, their names are William and Alex. But in Thailand, their names are Arm and Gam. And sometimes we'll hear them introduce, like particularly our friend William.
Yeah.
We'll hear him introduce himself as Arm. And we're like, who's Arm?
Yeah, because he was our translator. So like to the actors, he would introduce himself as like his Thai nickname, but to
us, he was always William.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, when you were in Australia, were you always Tul, or did you have like a third nickname?
That's a perk of having Thai nicknames. So yeah, my even though Tul doesn't sound strange in English, I mean it doesn't mean anything in English, but I used the name Toon, like cartoon, like Toon instead, because Tol, like somebody could pronounce Tool in Tal and Tol.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had that problem.
It's confusing, so
Yeah.
I go as Toon. Mm-hmm.
Tune.
Interesting.
Do you find it more like cuter?
Is there?
You're plenty cute.
Wait, did you pick that?
You mean who picked that for me, right?
Yeah.
Did you pick Tune for yourself?
Yeah, I picked Tune for myself.
Like because you were a child.
I was, and I like Cartoon Network.
Amazing.
Yeah, I used Tune.
Tune.
Love it.
That could have been your stage name.
I think I like Tool now. Like,
yeah,
it's
good.
It's great. You survived Lost in Translation.
But in the States, when I travel abroad, then when I order coffees, just like go into Starbucks and they ask for my name to put on a cup, I will use Tyler.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the States, I maybe use Tyler.
Are you gonna change your name when you go to school?
I don't know.
Oh.
Do you think so?
No.
I was planning to use Tyler, like Tuller, because Tul is too short and it's confused when you somebody can pronounce Tal, but Tyler doesn't. I searched Tyler on Google and I never find anyone named Tyler, so I go with Tyler because at least it have T and L.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's close. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Tyler Thanasrivanitchai.
Interesting.
So if you're in New York City and you're in a Starbucks and you hear them yell Tyler, look around. It might be cool.
10,000 of Tyler in New York City.
Yeah.
But it could be Tool. So always turn around and look.
Did you get recognized when you were in New York City?
Oh yeah, though yeah, like a few
Yeah.
times.
I'm not gonna lie. I was in New York City, I think that weekend. Like I was visiting and I like looked around but didn't see him.
Didn't happen.
It's a big city.
It's a big city.
No, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna get started with some questions.
We're gonna get into the
Sure.
real interview now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay.
You know what? I found my question is more like it's more serious than all the other interviews.
You know, okay, you said this before we started recording, and it hit me that means you went and watched our other interviews.
I did my homework
Oh god.
always.
I suddenly
Listen,
feel
we're new at this.
incredibly embarrassed.
100%.
What I would have to be embarrassed about? You both are cool, and I've learned that you learned Thai before, but I was
I
surprised.
know
that you.
Ayla didn't want to use our Thai in this, and
Mhm.
I was like, we should.
Yeah, we don't typically use it when it's not translated.
Yeah.
Because part of the reason we use the Thai is we've noticed that with our Thai guests, our Thai speaking guests that don't speak English as well, they relax a little bit and they realize we don't
Oh, that's
care if
why.
we sound silly, right? Like we don't care that there's a language barrier. We just want to communicate.
Mhm.
So that's usually why but
Yeah.
you know, we've got some Thais, so maybe we'll surprise you and throw it in later
So
on.
does BL, Thai BL, or BL industry drive you interest in studying Thai too?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think we would learn Thai otherwise.
Yeah.
Probably not.
We want to talk to the actors.
Yeah.
And we
Oh,
don't we don't expect them to speak English. So
You can expect me.
we
but yeah,
you
like
luckily
if you speak Thai to them, they'll feel lighthearted. They'll feel more relaxed.
yeah.
Yeah.
But- 'cause-
And it's really important to us that if we're consuming this media to understand that this is not our culture, that we're learning a new culture and we're becoming a part of and experiencing another culture. And so it's not fair for us to come in and say, like, you should speak English to us and you should translate things for us and give us subtitles. You know, we're consuming media that another culture has created. So it's
Mhm.
important for us to experience the
know.
whole culture,
Yeah.
right?
Thank you.
Which
Yeah.
includes the language.
Yeah.
That's
We watch so much unsubbed content.
So
that's
much.
very considerate. No,
Yeah.
Thank you.
We try.
We try.
Okay,
Mhm.
so we got a few questions for you. We have learned that you got your start in modeling, but tell us how you got your very first acting gig and why you chose to be an actor.
Right. So I would say basically back then I was in my third year of my architecture school before someone approached me for a casting. So before the third year or the second year, I've been the university representative for a football match with One.
Oh yes, we know.
Yeah. So we holding batons in front of the parades representing our college. Then I think someone noticed me from that, so they approached me for a casting. Then I first went to Channel 3, which was back then kind of like very big media in Thailand, but I still have my like tooth braces on, like
Nice.
yeah, you know. And I think somehow they didn't pick me, so because they went silent, they went quiet.
Oh.
Yeah, and then come back. Then the other casting approached in a time that I took out my braces, and I went to TV Thunder, and that's where I got in contract for the first 5 years with them. And my first TV soap operas was the one Ban Thung. Yeah, and it was harsh because I have to, you know, also work on my college, on my studies, and architecture takes a lot. And also I have to, you know, leave my class to go to shoot, which located 2 hours from Bangkok, like that.
Oh wow.
For 6 months. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
And why did I decided to choose acting? Because in my high school, I also pursue like stage plays.
Okay.
Yeah, but back then I didn't develop like very good understanding about acting yet. I just like everything was like plotted and it was planned. I have to be standing there speaking this. But I like how, you know, I like how I doing performance on stage. Yeah, so maybe I would consider like let's give it a try. Let's give acting a try.
Are you going to go back to the stage at some point?
The problem is in Thailand there's not a very good opportunities for stage plays. People doesn't appreciate it as much as before.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe it's the perception of people in Thailand isn't that sophisticated enough to join a stage play for the majority. But there's still people, a group of people that's very into stage play because it's the other kind of like very profound arts. And maybe one day, I would like to go back. And maybe musicals. I like musicals a lot.
Oh yeah. I can see that. Do you have a favorite musical?
I have. The Phantom of the Opera.
Nice.
Lion King. The Lion King.
Okay.
Amazing.
And also the Les Miserables.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Very solid choices.
I dream a dream when times goes by.
Oh my gosh.
On the stage immediately.
I feel like in New York City.
New York City.
It's calling your name.
Really? So maybe I have to go for cast.
Yeah.
You should do it. That would be
Asian Les Miserables.
Amazing.
Yes, we support this fully.
Yeah.
I have to practice my English a lot.
Amazing.
Okay, so you truly are one of the most beloved actors in BL, in the whole industry. I don't know a single person that doesn't just love you.
Yeah.
Truly. I mean, when we told people, which we told some of our closest friends, we're interviewing Tul.
Yeah.
Truly, like one of our friends, Letty, I mean, she lost it.
We got like a 5-minute voice note that was like
she sent me a whole voice note. Yes. So you are and she lives in Korea. So you are truly beloved like all over the world.
Really? And who made that statement though?
I'm making the statement. Let's Talk BL is making the statement.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's true.
That's
when you get into BL, like there's a handful of actors that like are unavoidable when you finally get into that portion of like YouTube. And Max Tul
is one of the first ones you learn, and Tul has become so beloved. And of course we know you speak English. We've been chatting in English for 30 minutes, but we've also seen you speak a lot of other languages. And so what has the experience been like for you to communicate with international fans, because you do it a lot and you do it in a lot of different languages? So what's that experience been like for you?
Well, I would have to say I only speak conversational Chinese, the Mandarin, which I took class for 2.5 years, and also a little bit of like Japanese greetings. I learned it from like working and traveling there. I went to Japan like 10 times.
Nice.
Yeah, half of them is for work, half of them is for leisure and travel. And also, like, I would like to learn greeting in different languages, because when we get into the the culture, the countries, I would say it would be more relaxed, and then people like from their sincere aspect in the authentic way.
Yeah.
Because getting into their language means you understand them a little bit more, that they can express more what they think. And I also want to know more about their insights, their cultures, ideologies in life. That should we try harder when traveling into other cultures?
Yeah.
Like that. Also, I think it's like very warm when you communicate with the fans in their language.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed right now.
Oh, so overwhelmed. No, I mean, I see you do it a lot. We, for example, you and Max did a online fan meeting that we bought tickets to and watched. Out us. It's fine. I'll say we did it.
We were already up to talk to Singapore.
Right. We had an interview with Singapore and we were like, we're awake.
We stayed up till 4 a.m.
And really? I watched you and Max, but you tried to because there were lots of people coming in like Spanish. I saw it, and a little bit of
right.
And I saw you kind of try very hard to communicate with fans, and I've always thought that's very cool that you make such an effort. And so I'm curious on the flip side, because you make such an effort with us, what like cultural aspects about Thailand or just general information about Thailand and you and communicating with Thai people do you think that fans should learn so that we can better communicate with you?
First, I want to talk about Spanish. I think it's a next language I want to learn.
Ooh.
Yeah. First of all, Chinese was that there's a lot of like Chinese people who come to travel in Thailand. I really want to know what they're talking to each other. That's why I had to pursue Chinese.
Yeah.
And there are billions of them. There are billions of Chinese. So if you got Chinese, you understand a lot more, like 1,000 millions of people.
Yeah, and you can eavesdrop on thousands more people.
And also Spanish, there are a lot of people speaking Spanish too. I want to communicate with them because I love their culture. I love how their wives, they are so vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I will try Spanish soon. And about Thai, I think Thai people are in the modern life. I mean, in the modern generations, they are very enthusiastic in speaking English to communicate with different people. We like to connect with the world. So you don't have to specifically learn Thai just to communicate with Thai, because they're wanting to communicate English with you. But one thing that I would recommend is that when you come to Thailand, you learn this why. It's it's a hand act. Like you use it when you greet someone, and it shows that you're appreciating our meet and that you're kind of like the level humble. Yeah, and when I approach anyone, I like "Sawasdee krap" with why.
Nice.
Yeah, you got our hearts if you why.
Interesting. Those kinds of things are always interesting for foreign fans when visiting other countries, because you never know if like that's something that like we're allowed to do. I don't know. Like there's like the bowing in a lot of like Asian countries. I've heard mixed things of like you don't bow, like it's uncommon. You should like you know.
You never know.
You never
what's
know.
Like cultural appropriation, right?
Yeah.
So in Korean and Japan, they bow a lot.
Yeah.
I would say I bow too when I travel there. Yeah. So I don't think much. I do what I think it is good to do. Like humble for the culture.
That's smart.
Yeah, that's good to know. We went to a new Thai restaurant the other day.
We did.
It was very exciting.
Spoke a little Thai.
I spoke a little Thai, and I said, and I went like "Kubunka" to the woman who helped me, and I like did that, and she was so surprised. She like freaked out.
If you do this, Thai people will so adore you.
Yeah.
Like, why?
We are definitely planning on learning more Thai just
now
to
we're
go
gonna
speak to this woman.
Yeah, we want to go talk to her. Yeah.
There's an emoji like which
it's supposed to be a high five.
Yeah, it is a high five, but like in Thailand we use it for why instead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we use it when we message managers.
We use it with managers.
When we artists. We're like, please.
Thank you.
Okay. So next up, we've all talked about the growth of the BL industry. I got into it about a year ago, and I feel like even from that like year and a half, it is wild. And then when we started the podcast, even more so, it has just like exploded internationally. So what are some aspects of BL that you think an international audience might not fully understand?
Oh, this is deep.
I told you we gave you the smart questions because you're so smart.
It's because
people expect me to be smart. I don't know whether I'm smart or not. So, basically, if I look down because I was doing my homework a bit. Yeah, the things I want to talk about.
This is why people love.
This is why you are beloved.
Yeah, because I want to make sure that I communicate all the messages I want. So, the aspect that the indie fans might not understand is that they expect their BL figures or the BL actors to be like what they look in the screen. Yeah, because in reality, majority of them not.
Right.
They don't behave or have the same character as what they portray on the screen. So yeah, one of the perk of coming into BL, which is different from Hollywood, is that the BL actors always have that perception of being cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once they behave the other way from the screen, they will somehow get like bad comments from the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what they are. So yeah, one thing I might want people to learn is that do not expect much.
Yeah.
It's sad, right? It's sad.
No, well, we've talked about that because as Western fans consuming this media, stuff like brand appearances and ship work, anything that we see as international fans, it's all work that you guys do. And so in the States, we have like paparazzi, we have reality shows. We kind of see our celebrities as real people. Like there are fully magazines that are like stars, they're just like us. And it'll be photos of them going to the grocery store. And so you see that here in Western media. So I think it's confusing a lot of times for fans, especially international fans, because anytime we see you guys on screen, you guys are acting.
You're in character.
You're working. And we, of course, are like older fans and we understand that. And so, yes, we appreciate.
I appreciate you too. That means a lot that you understand the community. But yeah, one thing that I think you should expect from the BL actors is that they should come and help the community, the LGBTQIA.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really believe in that, being one of the, recognized media, you can make a change.
Yeah.
We will talk about that later. I think I have listed.
Oh my God.
I'm obsessed with the notes.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
I have 2 notes.
Oh my gosh. And we see that too as Western media. Again, part of learning about a new culture and getting into media, we are now aware of everything culturally that's going on in Thailand that like we wouldn't have been aware of otherwise. And so that I feel like it's special about this genre specifically blowing up internationally, because I'm not just watching TV shows. I'm like getting into Thailand
a little bit, a piece,
bit, as much as I can, without being there.
One thing I would expect from seeing new BLs coming out this year or the next year is that they'll have their development in the plots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I people like finally found out that it's cliche to see the same plots that coming out every year, that the college students or the high school, that is not related to the real world settings. And I think the producer should do their homework to work best on this, because it's I think it's the value they should put into their productions.
Right.
Yeah, I think for a long time there's a joke as BL fans, international BL fans especially, that every college student in Thailand is an engineer, right? there's this joke, right, about like engineering students.
True.
Because every show for a long time that you were watching, I mean, the boys were engineers. Every boy in Thailand is an engineer, is the joke.
And we learned a lot about university in Thailand, which is totally different.
It's so cool,
than the States. So there's that.
Yeah, there is definitely, I think, that joke that every boy.
You know why they choose? You know why they choose engineering, right?
No, I don't think I do.
Let you guess.
Were they trying to attract kids to take engineering?
No.
It's
about that. It's about having that chemistry, which when you think of engineering students, you will think of the very manly society, like very boyish, really like masculine, that would rarely have like the same-sex relationships happens between them.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's what behind choosing engineering. So they would like somehow want characters to like overcome patriarchy or
Mm.
you know, the system that has the very strong masculine norms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I think that's already cliche.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're venturing out into like doctors, architects. Yeah.
We've got architects, doctors, mafia. Why does this sound so familiar? No.
True.
So speaking of producing and storylines, we've heard you mention in other interviews that you might be interested in producing at some point, maybe on the behind the scenes. What kind of stories would you want to tell as a producer?
Yeah, that would be related with our latest topics. So I want to produce something that moves the society in some way. Yeah, maybe I will make a series about the underrepresented LGBTQIA, like the asexuals.
Yeah.
Or non-binaries.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the proper series for them in Thailand just yet, so I might want to develop some interesting plots for them. Maybe that the series that can be shoot abroad, like we can do travels at the same time, bonding two people together.
Cute.
Or
Oh.
maybe something in space.
Nice.
I would watch that.
Into it.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
The relationship that happens without the concerns about life in the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
We got to get Tool producing. We gotta.
Such good stuff. Okay, so in addition to acting, we know you're an entrepreneur outside of the industry. So what have you learned about work-life balance?
Because you do so much.
You do so much.
I mean, to be honest, I still couldn't manage myself. It is still hard for me to get that balance, and I still couldn't shift my focus like professionally from entrepreneur to acting. It's some way, mixing between both of them. And but there's one thing I will always be concerned is that I would not stop learning. Yeah. So it's about self-development that I believe. So working in showbiz for a while, you might thinking that you have meet your expectations for life, this and that. But I always talk about this. Like people in media, they have this shelf lives. We're kind of the like supplies, which is in the market. And one day, if we would stop pursuing, or we don't have that much opportunities to work in showbiz, we have to still excel in life. And I believe that the skills that we have from self-development will be really important to go on. Yes.
That's always interesting to hear, specifically from Thai actors, because I feel like I've heard it a few times. Because in the West, I don't feel like that's common specifically for men. Because you have people that like George Clooney has been around forever, and so I feel like Tul. I feel like Tul could be a George Clooney.
You can be around forever.
Really, I don't picture myself that way.
I mean, you've been doing this for a good while now, so I feel like, I'll be waiting for 10 years from now to see what you're doing.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll be buying tickets to your stage play in New York City.
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't picture myself in the same way though, but thank you for that. That was
interesting.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting too that you say you feel like you haven't managed a balance, because to us, I feel like it seems to me as though you handle things very seamlessly. We always see all of your brand deals and your companies that you have going on, and all of the things that you're juggling, and it looks from the outside very seamless, which kind of gets back to what we were talking about earlier. It's not always what you see on screen.
But it's nice to let you know that I'm still struggling about this.
So do you have a fun hobby that you do to just unplug?
Just for fun.
Just for fun.
Just for fun.
Play with your cats.
Yeah, I mean these days I'm a cat papa, and it's very time consuming, but I love them. But before having cats and before COVID, I would manage myself to get into a trip.
Nice.
Yeah, to finally schedule my holidays, and I could go back to at least stay with myself and like do like reflecting, self realizations that okay, what are we facing now? What is the next steps? What's the solutions? Just like that.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Very cool.
Is it considered hobby though?
I think traveling is a
Yeah.
hobby.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
don't
like
know.
to travel. My
Yeah.
my joke is that before the pandemic, my two hobbies were traveling and going to concerts, going to live music, and you
Mhm.
can't do either of those things during COVID. So I had no more hobbies. So now I have a podcast.
We started a podcast
I mean,
about
the state.
foreign media.
You are considered by the fans, right? And we said you've been doing this for a good while. You are considered by fans to be one of the fathers of BL.
Oh my god! Again.
A BL daddy, if you will.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, what advice would you give to new actors coming into the industry?
Okay. So thank you for letting
How
me
did
be
you feel
papa.
about this question when you read it?
I'm not sure should I take that that position of father of BL.
I mean, it's
You're one of the
prestigious.
originals.
Yeah.
Truly.
Right. And I'm not sure whether I'm entitled to giving advice to people. Okay.
I mean,
but
I feel like I mean, you're one of the most influential BL actors, I think.
thank you.
When you get into BLs, no matter what year, so it's what 2022, you still go back and watch the shows that people are still talking about, and truly Together with Me is one of the shows that people go back to.
And now Manner of Death too.
Yeah,
I
for
can't tell
sure.
you how many people when I got into BL were like, "Have you watched this yet? Have you watched this yet?"
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so thrilled. Thank you. This is so encouraging though. Okay. So I've listed my advice.
I'm really excited to hear this
I'm
answer.
so
I'm so
excited.
curious.
Right. The first one is I would give them advice that you put your heart into it and embrace everything. So basically, if one of the boys comes straight into like the BL production, they will have that barrier in themselves that they hold the social norms, right? That in Thailand, some people are still really like homophobia. Yeah, they're still judging people on sexual orientations and like this stuff. They still couldn't overcome it. But in the BL, I want the new actors to look into them and realize that it is human. That's human going in a relationship. It's human having their love. So you just put your heart into it, and then you embrace with your partners, seeing them as human, not seeing them through social norms. And then do you have that prejudice?
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
I think that's good advice. That's very fatherly advice.
Fatherly, right?
I like it.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. The other.
Yeah.
I have
you have a list.
Yeah, I've made 3 of them.
There's gonna be some new actors being like, Tul gave some
Tool
advice.
said.
Okay, I love to. I love to if you take my advice. The second one is that they should try harder to study social context or what's going on in the world, and they should speak for the community. And the thing why I'm saying this because truly like reflecting on my position now as a BL actors who've been here for 5 years, I would say that we are the influence of the change.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you get that popularity, if you get that acceptance from the community, you should give back to them. And I mean, sincerely, you should see humans as humans. Yeah. And work for what isn't fair to the best. I mean, there we are still fighting over marriage equality in Thailand, and they would raise their hand and come in to be a voice. It would be so much appreciated. So I would say, give you values for the public, and you can help making change.
Yeah. It is very interesting. We've talked about this too, that in Western media, you don't have what Thailand has with the BL.
Right.
It's truly wild, because you think of the West as being like this progressive, liberal, like open-minded. We have marriage equality. I mean, it's very recent.
Very recent, yeah.
But you have all these things. But like when we got into BLs, knowing that there's a whole genre outside of the States
telling these
stories is truly interesting.
Right.
And
it is missing in the West. I mean, it is. We
100%.
don't, the stories aren't told as often,
Yeah.
I think, as people assume they are.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's like one every 5 years. Like
Right.
you get like a Queer as Folk or a Looking. Like I remember I moved to San Francisco and Looking came out, and I was like, this story is so good. It's so important. And then that's it. Like you get storylines within shows, but not
a
BL,
whole story. You
Yeah.
don't get a full story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
And it's
yeah.
important.
There's a lot of work to do for the Hollywoods too, right?
For everybody.
For everyone.
For sure.
Sure. Then
So
the third one,
list. Yes, number
Yeah.
3. I'm so ready.
So the third one is that don't be allured by materialisms. Yeah, I would say moderation is good. Yeah, but I mean the values that you receive from society, the success that you get doesn't always reflect on buying new brand names. But yeah, maybe you should manage to do for the future of your life, also for the society. I would be really glad if they're giving back too. But yeah, I mean, everyone have their own life, and then we shouldn't expect them to do this and that. But this is my advice, because I saw, like, see of some of my friends, they suffer a lot by materialisms, by having and not having.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, when we got into BLs, when actors get those money bouquets, that is fascinating.
It's fascinating. We don't have an equivalent here.
We're like, can we send a money bouquet just because we think they look pretty?
They're pretty.
They're so cool.
There's a lot of things.
So interesting. But it is cool when you see actors doing volunteer work. Like we have seen a handful of actors, they'll do like these birthday events where they'll go serve doing stuff. Like I saw some BL actors recently going for a birthday thing, like going maybe to an orphanage and serving and doing that kind of stuff. And yeah, that is encouraging to see.
Yeah.
It's important.
I would give my money to travel. To to get to know the world more.
Yeah.
To get connected with people just like that.
We'll send Tul a money bouquet so he can come
visit us. Yeah.
I will see you pretty soon.
I love it. I think that was very fatherly advice.
Yeah.
Yes. I think you've lived up to the title of BL Daddy. I believe this.
All right.
We're sending you a shirt.
I want to see like other BL fathers giving advice too. Maybe I have to stick with your contents, your Let's Talk BL, and let's see what's their advice.
Who would you go to for fatherly BL advice? Who would you
ask for BL advice?
Who would I?
Yeah.
I would like to hear from Tay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tay's my friend anyway. But
send him our way.
Yeah.
Bring
him over to
I want to learn what I think, what they're thinking, reflecting themselves, working in the BLs.
Maybe we should start a podcast with Tul.
Yes.
Being like, you know,
Translator.
No.
Tul, you are more than welcome to come translate for us anytime.
So I should brush. I can brush up my English.
There you go. There, no, you can practice.
Yeah, because we love a BL crossover. Like, you fully don't ever see actors interacting, but we know that the entertainment industry is small, and we know that like most actors
know each
other from casting or whatever. So it's always fun when you see when you
Let's
see a
see
crossover.
after maybe I'm in the States and we can make podcasts together.
Yes.
And I could be a co-host.
Listen, this is like the highest 100%, honor.
The highest honor
that could
ever happen.
Yeah,
truly.
yeah.
I love it.
I will join. Let's see.
And then we can all talk BL.
Oh, nice. I see what you did.
Yes, let's talk BL. Love it.
So good. Okay, so speaking to the BL culture, we talked about ships on a recent episode, talked about ship culture because it's truly unique to BL. Coming from K-pop, we were not into ship culture. We don't really have it in the States. And so it was so interesting to see it be part of the work that BL shows and actors do. And so one of the favorite ships, of course, is Max Tul. You guys are
We
beloved.
asked our listeners, we were like, who's your ultimate ship? And over and over again, Max Tul. It just kept coming up.
I mean, nobody does it.
Nobody doesn't love Max Tul. It's true.
Yeah.
For real.
For real.
And nobody does it like Max Tul.
Nobody does it like Max Tul either.
I think I say that on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I'll be like, Ayla, look at this photo, please. Nobody does
We all appreciate.
It's true.
I think you're both like over complimenting me. You're having me here to like over compliment and then
that you stay.
I'll show you. I'll show you the screenshots. I screenshotted, in fact, where we asked everyone.
It's true. Yeah. So what do you think it is about your partnership with Max that makes you guys so special?
So I think you both know what happened to us like recently, right? I mean, last year. Okay. So I think me and Max has one of the most like sincere and genuine bond.
Yeah.
That is like take years to make. I mean, what is he? I mean, whatever happened to our life, we still love each other and care for each other always. And the fact that we don't end up together doesn't mean I don't love him or he don't love me either way. So we have our way of romance that happens to us always, where when I'm with Max, I think that there's special chemistry or something that happens in the air between us that make me Max Tul. and I think that is hardly find in when I'm with other friends or other people. And I think that is already very special. I mean me and Max still having healthy relationships. We updating about life, and from the start that we are so different. We might ending up our career path or places that we live differently from each other, but we have always connected.
I think your friendship is very special. I really enjoy watching it and watching the two of you, and
for sure.
I think we talked about this in our ships episode that the ship culture is very interesting, especially for international fans, because we kind of come at it understanding what is the ship and what we're all doing together and what is the friendship, right? Because ship, right, is just short for relationship, so friendship can be part of that too, right? And so it's very special to watch, I think.
So the thing is I want to say that might surprise you is that statistically most of the BL actors, they don't develop or ending up having intimate relationships. you know, I don't know if it's saddened you. It's okay to ship though, but yeah, it's a fact. I think shipping them as a compatible work partner who still having healthy work and healthy lifestyle going together is more healthy and more sustainable.
For sure.
To be frank, is that if your BL actors doesn't end up together, doesn't mean that they don't love each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we talk about this, and we, in fact, just said it on our ships episode, so I'm not scared that people will hear me say this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We just released an episode about ship culture when we talked about this.
Yeah.
That for us, the way we kind of approach it is it's a game that we all play together. That as fans, we watch the actors doing, we call it ship work, where when you're doing this work and you're essentially putting on a performance for us, right? And it's a game that we're all playing together, right?
Yeah.
We're feeding into it and you are feeding it back to us, and it's a game, but we understand that outside of this world we've created, you're still people.
And you're different people than what we see. Like,
right.
We only get to see the public persona of Max and Tul, and that when you go home, it's allowed to be totally different.
It's allowed because we've created this separate world that we all live in together, and it's fun, but it's not the only thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that it it doesn't fully represent me and Max or the other BL actors that we have different world at work or out of screen than in screen. But there's some, like, I think everyone need to have their private aspects in life. So I and Max, the thing that is healthy between us is that we're keeping space, or good space between each other. I always value him and want to see him growth, but I don't have to be in his like every step. I don't really have to know what he's doing today or tomorrow. We're having our good space between each other, but every time we work together, we portraying what we feel. We sincere.
I think that's just in relation to relationships in general. I think people have a hard time having healthy, non-codependent relationships. And so as you get older, as adults, we realize that sometimes life gets busy and you do different things and you pursue different interests, and that if I don't talk to Ayla for a couple of days, which never happens because we're a little codependent. I did just move to Texas.
We literally live together.
But that, like, we'll just pick up right where we left off, and that there's like no love loss if we spend any time apart physically, emotionally, whatever. And I think that is truly why you guys are special, is that, like, you come back together and there's like no love loss. It's like we're picking right back up where you left off.
It's like you're picking back up on this story together.
True.
Yes.
I love it.
He's one of the most special person in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to have him.
We love it.
We love it.
I feel like you have that a little bit in Western media, and we see it a little bit. It's just not like romanticized. And I think you see more of it with like friendships than romantic relationships, and so it's nice. I think.
Do you like do you expect your? This is awkward question, but
ask it.
I think people expect their BL couples to have experienced some like sexual intimation together out of screen, right?
Interesting.
I
don't.
Okay.
I do think that happens.
I think some fans do, and I can understand.
And there's a little bit of encouragement in certain couples that definitely push it a little further.
I can understand why someone as a fan might make that leap.
Yeah.
But I have always approached it, and I think we share similar, and honestly, most of the fans that we know and we talk to and we are friends with really approach it more from a way of understanding that these are two people that are telling stories that we love and that the characters they're playing on screens are not them.
Yeah.
That you know, you guys are not Corn and Knock, right? You're not. You are,
True.
but you are not, right?
Yeah. Right.
For example. And that when you do this couple where, and all our BL boys, our boys, they're still just boys, right? They're still just people. And so even though they have these relationships with each other, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's physical. And that's okay.
Sure.
I think I get more excited about the friendships that actors have. Like when I see you hanging out with Mew, I'm like, that's so fun. Like it's so fun. Nice that like, and like you and like there's just like, it's fun to see friendships.
Fun friends.
And so yeah, I think because again, we came from K-pop and being Western fans, like shipping is just like not something, like we're looking at it from a very like mature, probably adult perspective of like, I mean, I lived in San Francisco and was never that person that was like, I hope those two guys get together. I'm like, we're all friends. We're having fun, whatever, you know? So it's just not something that I ever expect of anybody that I don't think.
Okay.
And I think I will say, I think there are some groups of fans and people that do, but I don't know that I would say it's the majority. I mean, we are very lucky to have this platform. When we started this podcast, we really didn't expect it to get popular. We just wanted to talk about BL. We didn't have anyone else to talk to about it. And we have made all of these friends and we have found this international community. And I will say, I think the majority of people that we know and that we talk to don't actually have that expectation.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, thank you for letting me know your insights. I mean, I'm so grateful. The things I want to say that if the figures that they are shipping together experience some romantic relationships, I mean, it's good for them.
Sure.
I believe in sexual fluidity also. Like, I mean, fluidity.
Yeah,
right. But you can hope for them. You can hope that for that to happen, but do not expect. That is the most healthy way to ship BLs.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Okay, so speaking of other BL actors, if you could act in any other series portraying a character, what would it be?
Because you have so many BL friends. We used to have this joke because you would pop up in everybody's Instagram stories. We used to have this joke that if you get more than one BL actor in a room and then you say Tul 3 times, you'll just appear.
It's true.
You know everyone.
It's true.
I don't know the relationship between all the others. I mean, but yeah, I know a lot of them.
You know, you're friends with everyone because you're fun.
Do you, if you don't mind me asking, do you watch BLs ever?
I mean, watching Thai BLs.
Yeah. Or any other country.
I watch Call Me by Your Name.
Oh, okay.
That's not considered BL, right?
You know, we've talked about this.
Multiple actors have asked us this, actually, if we think Call Me by Your Name is a BL.
I guess.
Yeah.
Sure. I loved that movie.
So what's the measurement? What?
That's the question, right? Because we don't have this genre in the West. So it's so hard to say what is or isn't from the West because typically it's defined as a queer story, right?
Maybe.
Typically that's how it's defined. So it's so hard to say in the West, truly. Yeah. But I mean, it could be. Yeah.
So I watched Call Me by Your Name and I watched several of Thai BLs to study their actings. Yeah. I want to know. I want to also know that which approaches the other actors choose for doing that series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you probably see the conversations around it on social media, especially lately.
So yeah, back to the question. I want to in somehow the period plots, like back in the days. Maybe I'm riding a horse to fight for for the lands or something.
Nice.
Like Braveheart.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson. I don't know.
We haven't
I have to
gotten-
like work in the gym first, and then it is nice to have because I think maybe from Troy. Do they have like one of the gay couple in Troy?
Oh,
Yeah, I think
that
so.
would be
That would be cool.
so
Yeah.
cool to watch.
Into it.
Yeah.
So if you expand their stories, it would be great.
Yeah.
It would be a great BL all that.
Okay, now I really need somebody to like write a fanfic for a period, and then it can get adapted, and then we will get you on a horse in a BL.
Yeah, or maybe Egyptian, like
Amazing.
back in the day.
Just really wants to travel for work.
You're just ready to travel.
He's like, somebody.
I
pay for me
know.
to go
Maybe
somewhere.
like the time that we making pyramids, you might getting some affection with the people helping you, like doing stones jobs.
Yes, I love it.
Love it first.
Yes.
Sexy, you know.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes. Amazing.
Okay.
Okay. No, now we have a very fun question because we talked about this a little bit earlier that we were going to talk about these shows.
Yeah.
If you could rewatch only one show for the rest of your life, this is like a desert island situation.
Oh my god.
But you only have the choice between two shows. Together with Me or Manner of Death. Which one?
I think you know my answer.
Which
Right.
one?
It's gonna be Manner of Death.
It's gonna be Manner of Death. It has to be.
I mean, it has a pistol whip proposal scene.
I would pick Manner of Death.
Can we just talk about this scene for a second? Because this is truly the scene that we talk about so often and rewatch. We just rewatched it not too long ago,
like 2 days ago.
If your soon to be fiance was pistol whipped in preparation
during
for
the proposal, would you still say yes?
To who? To who again?
So the proposal in Manner of Death is an elaborate scheme where you're running in the forest.
All right,
and there are people chasing you.
And Max gets hit by a
Max gets pistol whipped.
Casually.
And then you still say yes. If this happened to you in real life, would you still say yes?
You know what? In the making of that scene,
yes.
On the first take, I didn't. I'm not okay with how he proposed me, so I threw the box with the ring onto the ground, and the director said cut, but he come out to the scene and he says, "Oh, I like that, but I want to end it up like the other way," because I was too real. I was like, okay, if you do like this to me, I wanna before getting say yes, I would show that I'm not okay. Yeah. But I like how I act though. I don't like the way that it came out. Like I'm just like crying and okay. I want to like show that it's not okay to do this first.
I mean, it was so shocking.
It truly was.
It is. It is not.
I mean, it's a
realistic. It is
BL
not realistic.
Moment, though.
It's a BL moment.
Which
we love. We live for.
Yeah.
But Manner of Death.
But your boyfriend gets pistol whipped, and you're like, oh, now I'm being proposed to.
Okay.
You just go with it.
Okay.
I mean, it's some like high quality acting.
I did love the teamwork. Right? There was teamwork. You've got the police involved. You've got the mafia. Everyone's involved to make this thing happen. So I do appreciate the teamwork in it.
And speaking of Manner of Death, did you know that these characters were referenced in a BL that's currently finished airing
on TV Thunder?
Do you know about this?
Have you heard this? It's the talk of the town.
No.
It's fascinating. In fact, it's your character that's referenced.
Yes, your character is the one that's referenced. Yes, Dr. Bun is referenced.
Which one?
In Paint with Love with Singto and Tae.
Yes.
They fully are like Dr. Bun.
Dr. Bun from I cannot
from
pronounce
the name
province.
of the town.
Right? Yeah, they reference the province.
Oh, right. Yeah, yes. I think I witnessed that on Twitter or somehow. Yeah.
Everyone was so shocked. We were like, wait, hold on. Hold on. TV Thunder coming through with the connections.
I know, that's fun.
Right.
It was very fun.
Sophistication.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Amazing.
So wait, but Beth Ann, would you Together with Me or Manner of Death?
I mean, Together with Me is a classic.
It is a classic.
I mean, it starts with a bang. I'm sorry, I had to.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Ayla's so scandalized by things that
Always.
I just had to. I mean,
Together with Me is more lighthearted. It's like it's easy to watch.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Manner of Death, I love the sophistication. I mean, in that. I mean, in the plots or that the thrill. I mean, the suspect genre. It gets me every time. You get to think at the same time that you watch that who is the killer, who's the suspect, who's the murderer.
totally.
It's very suspenseful and it's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you'd go with Manner of Death.
Yeah.
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 You just want to see that scene over and over again.
Over and over again. Exactly.
We should ask the people that are watching our podcast. I mean, type down if you choose Manner of Death or Together with Me.
Yeah,
for sure.
Your desert island show, which one would it be? Put in the comments.
I mean,
It'd be nice to know.
the setting for Manner of Death is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I want to go to wherever that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Chiang Mai, so up north in Thailand.
Oh yeah, we do
I'm
want to go to
dying to
Chiang
go to
Mai.
Chiang Mai.
It's the place that people gather when it's winter time because it gets very cold in the northern Thailand.
Last question.
We have to ask.
Yes.
We have to. Our inbox would overflow if we didn't ask, I promise you. What's next for you on screen?
Yeah.
And also, when do we get to see you and Max together again?
Okay, this is the first time I talk about my new role. But yeah, the series that's already been produced that I finished shooting it's called Saneha Story. So this one is it's based on real story from the contestant in Take Me Out Thailand, which is the dating show.
Yeah.
So it's the first time that I portray the trans. I was play as the woman who becomes a man. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so interesting.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be available internationally.
But
With Max, let's see what's gonna happen with us. But I'm gonna tell you there's something going to happen this year. So
yeah, it's already, I mean, like vaguely
watch
been announced, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, but this new role sounds so interesting. I have
Yeah.
so many questions about how you prepared and the story. And I guess you just have to come back on Let's Talk BL to talk about it when it comes out.
Sure. Yeah. And maybe I want to experience something new in the US once I was there. Once I go there.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let's do
something
it.
fun together.
Amazing. Okay, we're going to wrap it up with a little game.
This or that.
This or that.
Bring it on.
Rapid fire. You got to yell it what you feel in your heart. Let's start with Instagram or Twitter.
Instagram.
So you had to think about it. Why Instagram?
I think they're both like toxic in some way.
Instagram is less toxic?
Both are toxic, but Instagram
Get
you get to see more pictures of your interest, maybe from the travelers blogger or the cats. Yeah.
Or
So
the
Instagram.
cats. I agree.
So
yeah.
Tool only follows travel blogs and
cat
And
accounts.
cats.
Perfect.
tracks.
Amazing. Okay, coffee or tea?
Definitely coffee. Definitely.
What's your coffee order?
Ice Americano.
Iced Americano. Now we know what to order for Tyler at the Starbucks in America.
Tyler, what's yours? What's your favorite?
I don't drink coffee.
Oh yeah.
No.
I
Why
like
not?
a good cold brew.
I never got into it. I never started drinking it even in college.
Although
Oh, yes, tell the story.
Okay,
Every
so we
time.
took a road trip when we were in New York City for that photo shoot to New Hampshire to go to Mix, the actor. His sister has a restaurant in New Hampshire. And so we went to a Thai restaurant in New Hampshire where Dartmouth is, and she gave us Thai coffee, and it was delicious. And Ayla
I
really
drank
loved
it, and it was really good.
Thai coffee was like they put milk and sugar. I love sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
Yeah, it
This
was pretty
wasn't as sweet, I feel like.
No, she toned it down a little, I think.
Yeah.
But yes.
It's not Thai coffee though. That's so qualified. It's only very sweet latte.
Oh,
One-
interesting.
Yeah, that sounds
Very
right.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Looks like a
one
frappuccino.
very sweet latte.
Yeah.
So what's your
I like a good cold brew.
cold brew?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You like the mild sour like flavor?
Just like the black cold brew.
Mm-hmm.
There's a brand in the States called Stock that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Although
I just like the feeling when you get the caffeine and you get like, more hyped.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take coffee of any kind, let's be honest. I take care of children usually, so I need coffee.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet or salty?
No, none of both.
Neither?
Yeah, none of them.
What
Not a
what
snacker.
flavor then?
What flavor?
What's your favorite food?
I go with spicy.
Oh,
nice.
Okay.
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food is Thai food and Japanese food.
What is a Thai dish that you would recommend?
Thai dish. I would like you to try our coconut milk tom yum. It's called tom kha. Yeah, tom means boiled. So everything that's put in the what we call it, the pot with the water, we call it tom. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So tom kha is how to call it in English though. Galanga.
I mean, all the Thai restaurants have the Thai name of the dishes.
Yeah.
So if we know the Thai name.
Yeah, the Thai coconut soup, the Thai coconut spicy soup.
Have we tried that?
No, we have not.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go to our new Thai restaurant and order it.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
What
my
did you
best
have
dish.
last time?
Pad Thai.
Oh.
I really like red curry. That's I think my favorite Thai food.
In Thailand we call it panang, right? The red curry. Yeah, I think it's panang.
We also had an omelet with crab meat in it recently that was incredible because it was like
You have to come
crispy.
here. You have to.
We gotta
definitely
go to
come
Thailand.
to taste authentic foods.
And I feel like in Thailand I can actually get spicy food because every time I order spicy at Thai restaurants here, they don't believe me and it's not spicy. I think they think I'm going to hurt myself, but I'm from a place in the United States where we eat very spicy food, so I'm used to it.
But
they won't let me. They're always like, "Okay, little girl."
Maybe you have to like tell them that you want real taste, like real Thai taste.
Real Thai.
Not the Thai who cooks like for to Western people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we go to Thailand, Tul is gonna take us on a food tour.
Yes, we'll go on Tul's food tour.
Yeah.
Okay, mountains or sea?
Sea.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
We have a lot of nice beaches in here in Thailand, but I found out I like national parks in the States more than Thai national parks.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's for mountains, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh. I do love the mountains. I went to college in the mountains of North Carolina, so
wow,
we have some good mountains. Yeah.
What's the city called again?
The name of the city was Boone.
Boone.
It was on the Appalachian Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
On the Blue Ridge Parkway. It was gorgeous.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
And last but not least, this is very appropriate for your life. Cats or dogs?
Both of them.
Nice.
Both of them.
Yeah, because literally every bio you pull up is like Tul has 6 dogs.
Tul loves dogs.
Tul has dogs.
I just recently found out that I love cats too, for real.
And now Tul is a cat daddy.
Yeah, my
Ah.
sister already have 2 corgis that she'll be putting inside the house. Before that, we have 5 dogs that lives outside the house. They have their own cages and they run around the yards.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we have new family members, the cats.
Cute.
2 new cats, which I think is the first time you said that there are 2 of them.
Yes.
2. Let's see.
Oh yeah, can we do we get a view?
Is there a local cat?
Literally herding cats.
Literally herding cats. So true.
I feel like we did that with 2 Mice Guy interview. Oh my gosh. Stop it.
Stop.
Roma, say hi.
Roma.
Oh my gosh.
Roma on
Heart
Let's
is
Talk
beating.
BL. Oh, first time. So sweet.
Like, stop it. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your wisdom.
Yes. I had fun. Did you have fun?
I had fun.
You had fun? Tul, วันนี้สนุกไหมคะ
วันนี้สนุกมากครับ รักนะครับ
Yes.
Do you remember how to say thank you?
Yeah.
Thank you is hard. ขอบคุณค่ะ ขอบคุณครับ
Okay, this has been Let's Talk BL. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and keep up with all things Let's Talk BL at Let's Talk BL.
ครับ อย่าลืมนะครับ กดไลค์ subscribe แล้วก็ติดตามพวกเราได้ที่ Let's Talk BL นะครับ
Bye.
Bye